Not even Fox and Friends seems to be buying Representative James Comer's proof, so-called proof, that President Joe Biden has engaged in an influence peddling scheme involving China. Take a look.
Republicans said that the smoking gun were these financial records that you were able to subpoena and got your hands on. They show that some of the president's relatives were paid more than $10 million from foreign sources between 2015 and 2017. And your party, the Republican investigators, say that that's proof of influence peddling by Hunter and James. But that's just your suggestion. You don't actually have any facts to that point. You've got some circumstantial evidence. And the other thing is, of all those names, the one person who didn't profit is there's no evidence that Joe Biden did anything illegally.
No evidence that Joe Biden did anything illegal. And the key word there is illegal. Yeah, but of course, James Comer will go on later, and I've got more video for you on that, to basically say,
just forget about the evidence.
No. So look, here's the thing. What members of the Biden family are doing is actually completely legal under our political system, where family members of politicians can get paid by foreign corporations. It's true. And by the way, those foreign corporations, some of them are connected to foreign governments. So it's, yeah, it happens all the time. There are few, if any, rules on that. This is why Jared Kushner, when he was an advisor to President Trump, was able to get billions of dollars in Saudi funding. I mean, he's got billions, $2 billion deals with the Saudis, the Saudi government. So, I mean, that's pretty significant, right? It seems like influence peddling. Or what about Ivanka Trump? Ivanka Trump was granted 18 trademarks by the Chinese government within a 2-month period. And also had a personal meeting with President Xi while she was in the White House. Yeah, conflict of interest. Huh. I mean, is it illegal, though? Well, no, nobody went to jail for it. Jared Kushner, not in prison. Ivanka Trump, not in prison. All of this is, yes, it is influence peddling. I do believe that this is the case, but it's what they all do. It doesn't matter what party it is. Members of both parties, yes, you have these corporations, foreign corporations, domestic corporations, multinational corporations that don't even have a country. They all do the same thing. You want to call it influence peddling? Okay, great. But you have all of these foreign governments that lobby U.S. politicians. And there are rules, by the way, if you are a foreign lobbyist, that all you have to do is just register. To say, well, it's okay that you are from a foreign government and you want to lobby us in order to do special favors for your country. Fine, all you have to do is just sign up. And there are people that are not able to do it at all. For example, that's how they got Paul Manafort. Paul Manafort was a foreign lobbyist and, oops, didn't register. Now, if your contention here in the story, if your thoughts are, hey, this is bad, maybe we shouldn't have these foreign or multinational corporations or corporations controlled by other governments to be able to lobby our government or, you know, just hire people that are in office in order to try to get some sort of influence peddling, you know, maybe we should outlaw that. Okay, great. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with getting all the money out of politics. All the lobbying. Ban it all. Ban it all. I mean, I don't want any influence on our elected officials from, again, multinational corporations, domestic corporations, foreign governments, etc. You know who I want our elected officials to represent? Us. The voters. Seems pretty simple, right? Now, that said, if your contention is Biden bad, Trump innocent, well, then you're not interested in ending corruption. You're not interested in ending influence peddling. You're a partisan hack and you're playing games. And that's all this is. That's what James Comer is doing. And of course, he gives it away by going into conspiracy theories in this next clip.
Well, if you look at the laptop and the emails between the president's son and his associates, they went to great lengths to hide Joe's involvement. They even gave him nicknames. They called him the Celtic and the big guy. But make no mistake, Joe Biden was involved. All these countries that the Bidens were receiving money from were countries that Joe Biden was actively visiting in. Many of these countries were receiving foreign aid that Joe Biden volunteered with the Obama administration to be in charge of. We look now at the Biden presidency. Many of the decisions he's made with respect to China that I would argue put China first and America last would leave most Americans scratching their head. Why would any president do this? So we know that the complexity of the way the Bidens set these shell companies up were made to try to disguise not only the money they were receiving, but also Joe's involvement.
Any evidence of that? No. Well, we got code names. See, oh, why don't you ask the Celtic or the big guy? Oh, why don't you ask him why they were setting up shell companies? And I know he went to those different countries, that were getting money from the Biden administration or from the Obama administration, all that stuff. Yeah, when he was VP, he actually visited those countries. Did you know that? Did you know that? Vice presidents visit other countries all the time. That's literally part of their job. During his 8 years, Biden went to 57 countries as vice president. And? Oh, yeah, but you understand, these countries got foreign aid. That's because a lot of those countries have lobbyists that lobby the government. Legally, they lobby the government legally. And by the way, we give a lot of countries foreign aid, and some of those countries definitely don't need it. I mean, James, if you want to talk about influence from certain countries that we give foreign aid to, we might have a conversation about Israel. Are you ready for that conversation? No, I don't think you are. I don't think a lot of right-wingers are. I don't think a lot of Democrats are either, to have the conversation about, giving money to Israel, which doesn't need it. I mean, they're pretty set. They're a pretty successful country. They have a very advanced military. They have a lot of money. They're able to provide universal health care to all their citizens. Why do they need our money? Why do they need U.S. taxpayer money when they're able to provide very, very well for themselves? Doesn't make sense to me. Oh, but foreign lobbyists. Maybe a little bit of influence peddling. I don't know. Wouldn't be outside the realm of possibility. Again, with all these other countries that do that. Now, that said, the right-wing government of Israel is committing human rights violations against Palestinians. Now, that's also an important issue. But that's the thing. Republicans love it when right-wing governments oppress other people, especially Muslims. Yeah. That said, all of this is the definition of a witch hunt. You see, and even Fox News, apparently, Doocy, not buying it at all. And I'm wondering if this is a result of the defamation trial. I mean, $787.5 million in a defamation suit. They lost. Perhaps Fox is now being a little bit more cautious. At least when it comes to, whoa, this whole thing involves Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden's a private citizen now. Hunter Biden is looking to sue people for defamation. He's already gone after, John Paul Mac Stevens or whatever. That's what it is. And he's been on the offensive. He had gone after Tucker Carlson for doing segments about him. And this, again, is Hunter Biden, who is clearly named here. So, I don't know. I'm guessing that maybe Fox News is trying to be a little bit more careful. But at the same time, they still platform Comer. And Comer still ultimately got his conspiracy theories out, which, of course, the Fox News viewer, even though Doocy's asking questions, you think the Fox News viewers can be, oh, yeah, no, Doocy's right. Doocy's right. No, they're going to look at that and say, Comer's right. How dare you be libby lib, Fox and friends? I'm going to go to Newsmax. They're going to tell me what I want to hear. So that's my read of the situation. But I could be wrong. And oh, who am I kidding? Who am I kidding? Journalism at Fox.
Can't let that happen.